Bulavanaka, welcome to another week of Drua Talk with Greg Clark. Great to have your company. Well, the Swire shipping Fijian Drua are on a tough road trip in Australia, and it didn't go to plan in Canberra first up, but there were some positives to take into this week's clash with the Western Force in Perth. Despite an 8-point loss to the Brumbies, the Drua are clinging to 8th spot on the ladder, but there's just 7 points separating 8th from 12th. Our guest this week, our men's coach Mick Byrne, who'll join us from Perth as he prepares the side to face the Western Force on Saturday night. Force back rower Carlo Tizzano joins us, and Drua forward Leone Rotuisolia is in Clarkie's corner. Well, we've also got the match highlights, Drua try of the week and more, so let's head to Canberra first up and take in some highlights of the Drua's clash with the third place Brumbies.
Massive last week for the Brumbies. They're going to repeat that effort tonight. Okay, we are moving in Canberra as Fiji send the kick-off. Oh, drilled, well done initially by the Drua there. Tua standing strong in the tackle. Goddard, Brown. This excellent defence from the visitors for the moment. Scott, Goddard. They keep banging it down the right, and Icky Town can't be stopped. Go! Tackle! Tua loomed up on the inside, still there for the Brumbies. One away now. I need a release here. Let it come! Fiji, and that's what they do. Valentini, Brown, good hands. Try Brumbies. Al Littell. It is. Where's that ball though? Can they slip it back? Goddard looking for it.
Okay, right, I'll use it now, 9.
Here it is for the Brumbies. Tua runs a kicking behind. Oh! Icky Town! With the silky hands down low. The Canavera, that's a nice throw. And his forward pack join in and look to roll one over here. They're getting close to the line now. They straighten, and surely it's a score for the Drua. And Barry says held up. Is it frost underneath?
Yeah, okay. I think we should check it though. All right, Lek, I want to come to you.
Yeah, go ahead, mate.
Mate, on-field decisions, no try. I believe that blue player's been held up. Could you just check that for me?
Checking for held up.
Sure.
It's a try.
Yeah, can you see that?
You got try.
I got a try.
That's our ball, yeah.
It's a try.
I just think, see, Nick
It's
Berry's,
gone
on
up,
the,
no, yeah, it's
Nick
gone up,
Berry's
no
on the
try.
other side. He's on the other side. He couldn't see it.
I
and
have
then
grounding,
went
so I'd
over.
like to just go back to the start of the maul.
Oh, you've got a grounding?
Yes, I have a grounding.
Just give me 1 second.
We're going to check if it's a legal maul setup.
Nick Berry's just unsided.
So,
We're just going to start at the line out. I haven't ruled it out yet or in, so we're watching this together, please.
It's a back lifter.
I'm happy with blue. No, three was legal and he's always remained. He was always kept his bind there. Okay, and then we've got a grounding.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so the try stands.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Back on me, Lek. It's a try, boys.
Well, they are back in the contest thanks to Nasila and a terrific.
Matawalu, he just scoots to the right. The ball came out a bit quicker. He steps inside Noel Olasuo. Does he get the ball down? I don't know. I reckon he might have lost the ball over the try line here. Matawalu
Here's the angle.
tries to reach out.
What's going on, staying straight?
I don't know.
Put it back on there, mate.
Yeah, no try.
No try, we'll come back to the lane. Okay, so it's going to be a no try, guys. It's a knock on. They'll play advantage. Six!
So they've got a one-man advantage for the next 10. Look at the scrum go. Automatic penalty advantage here for the Drua. They get it away, and now they nail it down through Kuravoli. The debutant at the bat, Monaghan having a look now. He sends it away for Tua. Reimer with a pick and go. Reimer will get over and now send it back. Right onto the chalk. And Reimer has made some impact off the bench. Pulls the shutters down and says, fellas, that'll do us. Luke Reimer, the difference in the end off the bench for the Brumbies. And they keep their unbeaten.
A good fight back after a slow start, but it's another loss on the road for the Drua, and the pressure is really on in Perth this Saturday. The Hurricanes thumped the Waratahs 41-12. The Blues were too good for the Rebels 38-11. The Highlanders won an historic first ever Super Rugby Pacific match in Nuku'alofa, downing Moana 28-17 in wet conditions. The Reds broke a 25-year drought in Christchurch, downing the Crusaders 33-28. The Chiefs thumped the Force 56-7, and the Brumbies held on to beat the Drua 28-20. To the ladder. Hurricanes are still on top, 1 point ahead of the Blues, with the Brumbies and Chiefs rounding out the four. Then it's the Reds, Rebels, Highlanders and Drua. While Moana, Crusaders, Waratahs and Force cannot be written off. That race for 7th and 8th spot will go right down to the final round in 4 weeks. You're watching Drua Talk with Clarkie. Time to head to Perth to chat with the Drua men's head coach, Mick Byrne. Well, Mick, on a wet night, I'd like to know how you saw it from the coach's box, because watching it on TV, it looked like it could have gone either way. Despite the slow start, the boys fought their way back and gave the Brumbies a real fright at home.
Yeah, I think, a couple of little unforced errors there at the start of the game, maybe finding our way in Canberra. Gave them 14 easy points first 10 minutes, and then they knuckled down and got on with the job. I found it a little bit frustrating at times through the night, but not with our team. I thought our team performed really well and they tried really hard, and I was very proud of what they did after that first 10 minutes.
Down 21-3, 21-10 at the break, then a try was disallowed, and when Simi Kuravoli scored, it was game on at 21-17. Off the back of a very good scrum. That set piece was an upside, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, they've been working hard. The forward pack have been working hard all year, and we made a couple of subtle changes to our scrum and earlier in the year, and Greg's done a great job there. And it's just taken a while for all the boys to get comfortable with it. And we're not the finished product, but we're getting a lot of confidence in what we're trying to do through that set piece area.
There aren't many teams that dominate the Brumbies in Canberra when it comes to set piece, Mick, and physicality. So you have some good things going on building into the business end of the season.
Yeah, I think that's the confidence we can take from that game, is that our physicality and our set piece away was good. But we've got to remember why that happened, and I think it happens because of our preparation leading into the game and our mindset leading into the game, and we have to get that right. And that's what we've been focusing on this week as well, just getting our mindset right around being a physical and strong side.
Mick, I know it's hard for coaches to comment on officials, but the Brumbies conceded 12 or 13 penalties in a row and they copped just 1 yellow. I was amazed by that. It must be frustrating for your captain.
Yeah, look, mate, it's not hard to comment on it. You're just not allowed to. The thing is that it was frustrating. I'm not sure if it was the other way around where we would only got 1 yellow, but that's just the way the game is, and you can't be here whinging about it. You just get very frustrated at times through the course of the year. Again, you get an apology. You get your apologies on Monday, which doesn't help you. Not only was those sort of things, but the yellow card, they let the player go back on to compete against the scrum, and his time wasn't up. So we get an apology on Monday for that as well. So yeah, it is frustrating, but we just got to keep doing what we do and keep fronting up. And they'll just do what they do in the background, the officials, mate, and we'll just keep working away really hard at making sure that we keep the game in our control.
The Drua created more line breaks, 26 defenders beaten, more visits into the opposition 22, less missed tackles. All of that against a Brumbies team that has won 13 of the last 14 in Canberra. The boys must have been disappointed not to get at least one competition point with those stats.
Again, we can go back to the first 10 minutes, but there were a couple of other opportunities there. I thought we did enough to get a couple of penalties there towards the end of the game, which would have given us a shot on goal. We needed to hang on to the ball a couple of times there. I think we ran into touch once and turned over another one. So, there's things that we've got to take control of, but I think getting away to a 14-0 deficit at the start, that was probably the thing that we found hard to chase down.
Well, this week it's a force in Perth. You arrived early to acclimatise to the time difference. So how's the prep going?
Going well. Perth's a great city. I think the boys are enjoying the weather. We've got a good little training field at Nedlands down there on the water, and it's pleasant. The boys had a physical session today, and they'll go into recovery tomorrow and then come back out again on Thursday. So I think the difference for us this year is that, last year we came over and we came over just before the game, and I think at half time it was nearly midnight back home. So we've sort of had 2 hours to get ready in Canberra, and we've chewed off another 2 hours at the beginning of this week. So when we get to the end of the week, we'll be on the right time zone, and the boys will be ready to go. And the physicality that we've been able to put into training today, we'll top that off on Thursday and be ready to go on Saturday.
Well, the Force are at the bottom of the table, but they played their best rugby at home, and they'll be hurting after a heavy loss to the Chiefs in Hamilton. What are you expecting from them?
I think just exactly what you said there, Clarkie. They're like us, I suppose. We're travelling away from home at such big travel trips, and people are like, oh, well, you play well at home. So do the Force, so does nearly every team in the competition, because there is travel involved to get to these grounds. Likewise with the Force, they have a lot of travel, a lot of hours travel like we do. So we enjoy our home games for that reason, and I think the Force will be sitting back now waiting for us. We've had the week here, which is going to help us be ready to go as well. But certainly they are a different team at home, a bit like ourselves. I think it's the fact that you don't have those big long travel days before you play. Your team can settle, so we have to be ready for that. And we know on their home ground they'll be coming out and they'll be trying to make amends for last week, and we've got to be ready for that.
Mick, 4 games to go, 2 away, including this week, and 2 at home. You're in 8th spot, so best of luck. And as always, we appreciate you giving us time on Drua Talk. Vanaka.
Vanaka, Clarkie. Thank you.
So the Drua take on the Force in Perth on Saturday night. Kick-off is at 11:55 p.m. Yes, 5 to midnight Fiji time. A late night, but don't miss it. This is another crunch game for both sides as they fight for a spot in the playoffs next month. Like the Drua, the Force can't really afford another loss if they want to reach the playoffs. So let's check in with the Drua's opposition this week, and special guest is Carlo Tizzano. Hi Carlo. Well, after a tough 2-game road trip to New Zealand, how good is it to be back at home in Perth?
Me personally, I miss home. I'm from Perth, so getting to come back home 2 weeks, 2 home games against Fiji this week and then Waratahs the week after, really exciting for me and for the team as well.
Mate, take us through the trip to Dunedin and Hamilton. The 1-point loss to the Highlanders was so frustrating, but what happened against the Chiefs last week, because the Force never really got going?
Yeah, look, discipline. We didn't stick to our principles, our fundamentals that we trained so hard, which is really disappointing for us. That contact zone, we just weren't physically there, and it showed. They just kept rolling on, then letting their backs do their thing. So.
But if you sat down as a group and discussed the run home and what it will take to reach the 8, are you confident you can do it?
Yeah, we're more focused. It's more taking in blocks. So we got these 2 home games, and we definitely believe, like 2 home games against like 2 sides we know we definitely can give a good run against. So like their belief is there. The belief's been there since round 1 for us. The belief's been there since last year. So for us, it's just putting together a solid performance.
Conditions will not be as bad as they were in Lautoka a few weeks ago, but what learnings did you take from that loss to the Drua?
Yeah, for us, it's just staying in system. That contact zone's huge for us as well, but staying in that contact zone for full 80 minutes, not just being there for 75 minutes, because those 5 minutes that you're not staying in that cycle for us. You know, Fiji score 3 tries because that's what they're good at. They're best in the world at that. So that's huge for us.
Carlo, do you enjoy playing the Drua? Does their attacking style of play suit the Force on a dry track?
Oh, I love playing the Drua. You know, as a 7, you make a lot of tackles playing the Drua. So I'm really excited to play them, and I think it's going to. Yeah, like the way we play, like we're very expansive, and the way they play, they're even more expansive. So it's going to be a great game, and hopefully we can get a lot of fans down there and enjoy the spectacle.
You've played Kiwi teams in recent weeks. Do you have to prepare any differently for the Drua?
Yeah, like every team's different. The way our preparation ultimately is the same, but like our preview is different. And the Fiji are quite niche in the way we preview. Like I said before, they're the best in the world at offloading, pick and going, all those little funky things that can change the tempo of a game, the momentum of a game like that. So yeah, that's huge.
How are you enjoying the season from a personal point of view?
Yeah, look, loving it. Loving just playing footy in Perth and wearing the jersey. Like that means a lot to me. It's my hometown. You know, I represent a lot of people that, you know, in Perth and rugby, and so yeah, I'm enjoying the season. Obviously, from a team perspective, like it's disappointing to really not close out some of those games we should have won. Like there's a couple games in there we walked away from saying we were our worst enemies, and that's disappointing. But you know, for me, the opportunity to wear the sky blue jersey is an honour for me every single time. So yeah.
Well, Carlo, thanks for giving us some of your time. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to a great game on Saturday. All the best, mate.
Thanks, Clarkie. Cheers.
There's another 6 matches this week. Friday, Moana Pacifica hosts the Chiefs in Auckland. The Reds play the Rebels in Brisbane. Saturday, Blues play the Hurricanes in Auckland. That's second versus first. What a matchup. The Highlanders and Crusaders clash in Dunedin in the Battle of the South Island. The Waratahs play host to the Brumbies in Sydney in another all-Aussie affair. And it's the Force and the Drua doing battle in Perth from 11:55 p.m. Fiji time. Don't miss it. Well, it's time now for our weekly feature, Clarkie's Corner. On Drua Talk, it's time to see who's in Clarkie's Corner. Well, this week I'm joined by Drua lock Leone Rotuisolia Bulla. I'd like to know what part of Fiji that the players are connected to. So where's your family from, Leone?
So I come from Tongalevu in Suva, and I have a maternal links to Vanualevu, Nasanga, Lombasa.
Well, let's talk about your rugby journey now. When did you start playing? Who did you look up to back in the day?
I started playing in 2008 up in Cairns. The one I looked up to was Sally Sarevi, you know, when he juggled the ball in his fingertips.
Yes, I think a lot of Fijian kids looked up to Sarevi. Now, you've had an interesting career. You represented Queensland country, played for Sydney University in the Shoot Shield, the Flying Fijians, and now the Drua. Tell us about Australia first of all. Why Queensland country?
As mentioned before, I grew up in Cairns. Cairns is more of like a rugby league. So it was like, we barely had rugby union, so I managed to get myself into one of the North Queensland comps. Managed to do well in there. Then we went to the Queensland comp, managed to get a booking with Queensland country. Happy to play, I think, only one game with him, which is pretty good. And all of a sudden found my way all the way down in Sydney playing for Sydney Uni. That was a massive move for me. And then yeah, basically everything speaks for itself. Happy to get a cap for Fiji, and then here I am with the Drua.
2 test caps for Fiji so far, so how good was it for you to debut for your country?
Yeah, it was a feeling that probably every footy kid dreams of, representing their country. But yeah, it was such a good moment until up until my yellow card in 80 seconds in.
Yeah, not the start you were looking for, and not the first player to be yellow carded on debut either. Now, how good is it to have the Drua in Super Rugby Pacific? Are you enjoying it?
Oh man, it's such a, I'd say it's a blessing. It's not only is it good to watch, but on a personal levels, it's good to connect back into my roots and basically just display the footy that everyone enjoys. And I think as everyone sees it, like it's much more entertaining to watch. When you see the boys just doing their stuff, but it's crazy. Yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah, you look like you're enjoying it, so keep it going. And on a personal note, you are not the only sports person in your life. Your fiancée, Georgia Lee Vele, is a swimmer who represents PNG. So how do you both juggle your relationship and your sporting endeavours?
Yeah, that's a crazy one. We were talking about it before. We probably spend more time apart than together. But yeah, she's a freak of nature. She's you ever see the swimming programs? It's just crazy. They're just onto their diet or their swimming programs. But it's the stuff when we both do have time off, we make the most of it, or we're always on calls to each other whenever we can. We support each other before races, or just the quick calls and messages. Just a quick fly in and fly out is probably what helps both of us. But yeah, the long distance hopefully ends this year. Hopefully marriage ends this year, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, Leone, all the best with your sporting goals, and I hope Georgia Lee's Olympic dream happens this year. Mate, thanks for swinging by Clarkie's Corner. Wanaka.
Thanks, Clarkie. Thanks for having me. Naka.
Great to chat with Leone, who's having his best season at the Drua so far. He might be in Mick Byrne's sights for the Flying Fijian squad as well. On Drua Talk, it's time now for the Drua Try of the Week.
So they've got a one-man advantage for the next 10. Look at the scrum go. Automatic penalty advantage here for the Drua. They get it away, and now they nail it down through Rotuisolia.
A very good try from Simi off the back of that dominant Drua scrum in Canberra. Now, sadly, the Super Rugby Women's Tournament is over, and the Fijian Drua women now have their sights set on their test season, starting with the upcoming Oceania tournament in Brisbane. Then it's a couple of tests against Japan and a one-off test against the Wallaroos in Australia. To celebrate the Drua women's season, let's take in some of their wonderful scoring action one more time.
Beatty trying to get the penalty from Kramer being offside, but the Drua are starting to find some space, find some momentum. Little pass away, right-hand side is open, Nevosa is away, straightens up, but it's a good tackle from Dallinger. Off the deck, Tanani Valu scores, and the Momentum Maidens from Fiji score a brilliant try. The Wallaroos and the Fijiana, they're going to be locking horns July 6 at Allianz Stadium. So players playing for position as we see the Drua on the right-hand side. Now it's with Nevosa, the debutante. There is no sweeter feeling than one on debut, and the Drua take the lead.
What an absolute star the Drua has found in this winger, Nevosa.
As we see the Drua, first touch in hand, they've got a yawning gap to play in on the far side. And they'll entrust it with Milania. Milania breaks away from one. Milania wanted to offload desperately, and she will. There it is with Orai! And they'll crash through for an early score in the second half. Another carry here for Rumba Nakandavu. Sera Karivi. Head of steam from Korovata. She rumbles forward and she gets the try. The juggernaut was never going to be stopped. Really a brilliant way to wrap up round one of this competition. And it excites everyone to think about what's coming in the remainder of the matches. Milania, left-hand side. Oh, and she's off and running. Milania Too much class. Still going. The offload is there. And Byrne, she'll get one herself, and they'll finish it off in style. Singer for the try, puts them back ahead.
Goes to ground, 12 inside. Waratah's territory. Advantage is over for the knock on. And the pass from Moray was a good one. They're backing up all over the place and they score the try. Wow, Milania. Afai enjoying her time back in the Waratah's colours. Else up from fullback, intercepted. Nobody at the back. And it's a clear run to the line. And don't they love it? Oh, yeah. Kalini Mawara. Now, a little bit of space and a possible overlap as well. Has she got the pace to get away? Milania. Oh, what about the step in slippery conditions? And they're on their feet. Again. In Lamtoka. Throw finds Coates. Now running onto it is Marawai. Double straight through. Player of the match last week for the Fijian Drua.
After history, aren't they, this Brumby side? They've never beaten the Fijian Drua side. Actually never scored in the opening half of the game either. Here's Molokar under pressure.
No, not touched by
anyone.
anyone.
For Fijian Drua. Wasenga's away. And Wasenga will score. The fickle nature of that bouncing ball in defence for the Brumbies. They're looking for a way through here, the Brumbies. Molokar. Here's Palu. Dawa knew that she was going to get crunched. And crunched she got. She'd given up the ball already. The pop comes and the Drua are away. Byrne streaming towards the posts. And Byrne scores. They can flick that switch so fast, Fijian Drua. Byrne on the far wing. Byrne's been dangerous the past few weeks, and Byrne's away. Byrne going through the Rebels' defence and will charge under the posts. Adelante Byrne and the Fijian Drua, a near perfect start. Nuku. Freeman again. Salter wasn't expecting it, and Byrne scoops it up. No one is stopping Adelante Byrne. And for the third time in 2 weeks, she streams away. Fatigue sets in. She dots it under, and the Drua remain alive this evening.
Some great tries from the Drua women in 2024. They had to settle for second place this season, but if the squad stays together, they will be even more competitive next year. And good luck to those who go on to play for Fijiana in the coming months. Time is almost up for another Drua Talk with Greg Clark. I'll leave you with a look at the Swire shipping Fijian Drua men's squad to take the field this Saturday against the Force in Perth from 11:55 p.m. I keep saying it, it's 5 to midnight Fiji time, a late night for all, but stay with it. Bye for now. Mode!